Hello and welcome to Master It Monday. I am your host, Maggie Carey. I'm the owner of Master It Media. We're a social media agency making you the star of your social media. Today, I have a very special guest. Today, we're going to be talking about Google reviews. We're going to be talking about why reviews matter. And this person has been on Master It Monday before. He is amazing. His name is Michael Tritthart. He has been training people since 2001 all across the country. He does business owner training. He has this proven technology that helps people focus in on one thing at a time so that they can be successful, whether you're in real estate or you're service-based or you're a product-based industry. Michael has helped people with websites and with training and with utilizing social media to the best of his ability, and his team is absolutely stunning. Now, Michael is also a head coach of Master Network's 5+1 Mastery Program, and that's where we met, and we have become very good friends, and I have the honor of introducing him to you yet again to a Master It Monday. Hi, Michael. How are
Hey,
you?
happy Monday. How are you?
Great, fantastic. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about reviews and why they matter, right? So
Right.
this is a big topic. I'm just want to let you get right into it. So tell our users first a little bit about you and who you
Sure.
are and why they should be listening to your amazing advice.
Yeah, absolutely. So, big thing about me is I've been training real estate agents, business owners since 2001. Prior to all of that, I was a middle school and high school teacher and football coach here in Texas. And so, education has always been my background, and helping others has always been a big passion for me. And so, moving out of education into providing the type of training that we do for business owners, that was just kind of a natural flow for me, just natural transition. And it's been very successful for us, but more importantly, it's been very successful for our clients. We've got a lot of great success stories over the years of business owners and real estate agents and insurance agents and all these other type of industries that we work with, having tremendous amount of success from the SEO that we've done. But then also when we get into the Google part and we help them to set up their Google business profile page, that's where the reviews really kick in, and reviews matter, and quality and the amount of the reviews really matter and makes a huge difference for your business.
Yeah, and we've talked about this with Google and making sure that you have your Google business page set up. Now, it's so hard not to say Google My Business anymore,
Right,
right? Because it's Google Business Profile, which
right,
it still trips me up because we're getting used to the things that are changing. I attended that Google had a Google Live for marketers recently, right?
right.
And I attended that and I was like, holy cow, their changes are coming to make things so much easier. You don't have to go to business.google.com anymore, right, Michael? Now, there's easier ways to do this. Am I right? Did they say something about you just have to type my business in a Google search and you're there?
Yeah. So one of the things that is coming in July is the ability to, instead of going to google.com/business to get into the back office, which I will be honest, I kind of like that way because it gives you the full depth of everything. But I think it's also, I like that way because that's what I'm used to. So there is some change coming. So everybody's going to have to kind of just get used to the change. But instead of going into that back office, you'll be able to go out to the Google search or even to the map search, pull up your business just by name or type in my business. And then you'll have the ability to edit right there from the map search, right there from the reviews, but or from the search, and then also answer the reviews that you get that way as well.
Right. I do. I'm with you. I like going to and you can do this google.com/business or business.google.com brings
Right.
you to the same place. And this is something that I'm also used to the other one. And I was helping somebody the other day and noticed that there's only certain things you can do when you're accessing it from the maps or from the
Right.
search.
Right.
So definitely don't forget about that one because it is important. Michael, when we're talking about reviews, we talk about Google a lot because Google's last time I heard 78% of people worldwide use Google as their primary search
Right.
engine, correct?
That's true.
So
That's true.
you still want reviews on Facebook. You still want, if you're a realtor, right, there's Zillow. You can, if you're into the home industry, there's Home Advisor, there's Alignable, there's tons of places people can leave reviews. Why do you think Google is the most important place where people should be building their reviews?
Well, I think it's mainly because Google has become a verb in today's world. It's like, oh, just Google it, right? Oh, hey, what about that new grill that we want to buy for the 4th of July coming up, or anything else like that? Let's go do some reviews. Let's go look at it. We'll just go out to Google and see if we can find some reviews. So you find the grill, Weber grill reviews, right? And that's just the natural inclination to start there. But reviews matter for pretty much any system that's out there, whether it's Amazon, whether it's, you know, realtor.com, whether it's Google, whether it's any, newegg.com, and you're looking to buy some technology. There's review platforms and systems everywhere. The hard part for business owners is they feel like they have to cover the bases, right? They feel like they have to get every single site that's out there. And there's a couple easier ways to do that, and also keep that focus on Google, because in my opinion, I think Google is the number one review spot for business owners.
Yes, and it's interesting when I find businesses. I just went to an open house at our local chamber, and I'm there. I listen to Michael. He has great advice about being a Google local guide.
Right.
We're battling. Michael and I are battling to get to
We're both,
level 8.
yeah, I
We're
was gonna
gonna
say we're
get
both almost at the end of level 7. Yeah.
almost there. So while I was there, I'm taking all these pictures um, for of this new company. And again, listening to Michael, I've added a little watermark that has my business name. So I have like 6 million views on my photos that I've published over the
Awesome.
last how many years, right? And I missed that marketing opportunity,
Yeah.
right? But anyway, getting back to the photos, I took a photo of the front, I took a photo inside, I took a video, I took all these different angles, and I went to go publish them, and guess what? No Google page.
Yep.
No Google
Crazy.
page.
It's crazy.
No
You'll
Google
still,
page.
you'll still come across a lot of businesses out there that do not have their Google business page set up. And as a fellow business owner, that's an opportunity for you to step in and come from a good place and say, hey, have you guys ever heard of Google Business Profile? This could be huge for your business. Let me show you how to set that up. And they may look at you cross-eyed like, what the heck are you talking about? I have no idea what it is. Hopefully they do know about it, and they just go, oh, I just hadn't had time to do it. But it's an opportunity for you to go in and really help out a place that you like to patron. I do, as part of the mastery program, I go through and I do some LinkedIn and Google audits. I hate the word audit because it sounds horrible, but it's a review basically of their pages. And we go in and we fine tune them, and we tweak them. And it kind of calls back, Maggie, to the last session that we talked about with Google Business Profile, where it's like, hey, this is what you do. You want to add in 150 photos, because 150 photographs equal a 10,000 or excuse me, a 1,000% increase in consumer engagement. So 150 equals 1,000. And I was at a training session yesterday. A couple of the mastery members were in there, and one of them by the name of Julie. She's like, "Oh my gosh, your audit last week, it was amazing. I've already gotten 4 leads from Google within less than a week." And I've all asked them, "Hey, where did you find me?" And they're like, "I don't know. I was just on Google looking for you, or just looking for that service, and you were
Yeah.
there." So it can happen, and it can happen quickly. And photos is a huge part of that, but the number one driver of Google Business Profile is reviews.
Right. And you mentioned that if you have these things in place, right, that's going to get you up on that search, right? Like,
Yeah.
plus, when you're looking at a Google review, like when you're looking at Google My Business, you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, wow, right? How am I getting into it in front of people? And you've got to be all places. Like Michael and I are part of Master Networks, right?
Yeah.
I get business from them. Michael and I are part of the mastery program. I learn from them as well as get business from them, right?
Right.
Like there are multiple ways. Plus, learning how to set up my Google My Business page 4 years ago, like I had it, but I really didn't do anything with it. Michael helped me tweak it. And now that's part of what we do with at Mass. When we, part of our service is to publish on Google. Why? Because we've seen not only is it important, we're not just saying this to say it and try to talk you into doing Google My Business. Google My Business is free, and it's available for you. And just in case you're not sure what it is, I'm just going to quickly share my screen here,
Sure.
um, because I want people to understand it what it looks like and what it can do for your business. So this is my, I'm going to pull this down for a sec. This
Sure.
is my Google My Business page. And here's the thing. I searched Master It Media, my business on Google. So this is the new thing that's now happening. On the right, this is your Google My Business page, right? It tells you the service area I cover. As you scroll down here, I've got products. I've got my reviews, which is pathetic. So people leave reviews for me. And then down here, these are the posts that we do. These are posts that you can find on our Instagram. You can find on, these posts we put here as well. Because when you do something like this, like you could see here, this was a workshop Michael and I did together. When I did this, sorry, it went to the beginning. When I did this, see this sign up button? Like they can click on this, they can actually go somewhere. So when you're setting up your
And then
Google
while you're there too, click on the triangle shape to the right of that. And this is a part that a lot of people forget. You can share this marketing material to Facebook, to Twitter, to email, copy that link, put it on LinkedIn or any other source that you want to. So this can be the top of the mountain when it comes to your marketing, and you can just roll it down to a lot of the other spots very easily.
Great point. And I think this is, and again, like part of our process, we publish this, right, for our clients. They don't have to worry about it. So Google sees them as being active. Um,
And
and you can promote your products. Like we've got our painless posting product here, right, where people can go in. Mind you, if you're watching this on the replay, this price is going up, so you better act fast.
there we go. Well, and while you're sharing your screen, do me a favor and pull up a new window. I'm going to give you a website address, and this is Jet, so Jet,
Yeah.
cardetail.com. So this is my son. I'm giving him a little shout out because he's a hard worker, but he's going to Texas Tech, and in the summer he goes out and does his mobile car detail business, right? And he started that last summer, and he's continuing it this summer. And this was a little bit of a test for me. I wanted to see, hey, can we run a business just from Google Business Profile? So we went out and bought the domain at Google, and then in a matter of less than 20 seconds, got it forwarded over to his Google Business Profile page. So he's got 18 reviews, 5-star review. And if you click on some of his photographs, Maggie, if you go down, I think there's his reviews, but click on the all. Notice that in all the photographs, as you scroll down through there, like Maggie was saying earlier, we brand those photographs. And so we're able to go out and basically advertise from the site. So people can just look at that and go, oh, that's his number. Let me call him real quick. And he gets tons of people that don't know him, but they go, hey, I was looking for a mobile car detailer and noticed that you're in the area. Can you come out and do something? And,
It's great.
This all the time.
Look at all these photos, guys. Look, I'm scrolling really fast. Look at this. This is amazing.
I think he's got over 1,500 photographs.
Yeah.
There's one, if you go back up, he's got his little bandana on. It's a video.
Did I blow by it?
Yeah, just keep going. Let's see if we can find it real quick because it's kind of interesting. He is meticulous. He's the cleanest 19-year-old I've ever met.
I wish he was up in New York, Michael, man. I need my car detailed.
Go back down for a second. So see if you can play that video where he's holding the camera up to his face. Watch this. This looks like he's holding it up to a mirror. This is a trick you learned from the mobile car detail business. It's actually the photo of one of the cars.
Holy cow.
That's how clean it is, right? And so when he showed the owner that, the owner was just like, what? That's my hood? That's crazy,
That's
so,
and a picture says 1,000 words, right?
Exactly.
So a video even more.
So I mean, this can be his foundation for his business for years to come.
And Michael was we're always learning, right? So went to a workshop. I was presenting, Michael was presenting. So as he's talking, he's like, you got to drive people, right? I bought the domain name reviewmasteritmedia.com. So I can send that to them and to anyone. And it right now it points to Google, but you can change that up if you wanted to. Like, for example, I know Michael's going to be, I don't want to, but Michael has something really cool that he's going to share with us today. So don't leave,
Right.
because he's got something that's amazing that you can do that will integrate in maps and Google reviews and other review sites as well, right, Michael?
Yeah, and I'm going to share that here in just a second. But one thing to tag on, here's a bonus item for everyone. So when you have a link that you want to share with somebody, like a review link, if you've got an iPhone, you can use shortcuts. If you've got a Droid, you can do the same thing. Now, I'm an iPhone user, so I know the shortcut steps verbatim. Droid users, you just have to Google search it. But what I mean by shortcuts is this: if you go out to your iPhone and you open up Settings, and then you go to General, and then you go to Keyboard, there's an option that says Text Replacement. So Settings, General, Keyboard, Text Replacement. Top right-hand corner, you're going to see a plus sign. And that is where you can go in and add in a new shortcut. What, maybe Maggie's going to add in a shortcut that says MIM review, all one word, right? And then it's going to she's going to type out or copy and paste the phrase in there of what she wants to say. Hey guys, we would love a great review from you for Master It Media. Please click on the link below. Thanks so much. She's going to put all that in there. She's going to put the link in there. And then when she's out and about, she's doing a training session, or she's got somebody's number or whatever, then all she has to do is just do that shortcut, text it over to them quickly, email it to them. I don't have to sit there and thumb key the same message again and again and again. I have about 15 to 20 different shortcuts set up on my phone for messages that I send out to different people multiple times a day.
And such, these are the kind of tips that we always get in mastery. That one little tip that you just got from Michael today is going to save you hours of time.
Yes. Yeah.
And for those of you with fat thumbs, it's going to save you probably
embarrassment, because how many times have you texted something and you're like, oh, I can't believe I just texted that word to a client. Oh my gosh.
Autocorrect
Yeah,
can be very challenging.
exactly.
But I do, I feel like this is one of those things. Like when we're in mastery, Michael's always sharing this stuff. Every time he learns something new, right, he's sharing it.
Yeah.
Other people are sharing it. We've got this whole online community with Workplace, which is a very cool. If you haven't heard of it, it's powered by Facebook, but
Right.
it takes out all of the distractions that Facebook has.
All of the ADD components of Facebook that drive people nuts.
Oh yeah.
And what has really been impressive with the mastery program is yes, we've got assistant coaches that are bringing in tremendous amounts of value. I mean, we got like Krista Mayshore, McCall Jones. We got some heavy hitter assistant coaches that are in this program. I'm bringing in some stuff, but I think the true power of this is Workplace and the community, the mastery community, going in and sharing ideas, sharing struggles, right? Sharing challenges. Hey, help me with my 1-3-5. I don't know how to create my business plan the way it needs to be. It's hard for me to step out of my business and see it. Can you guys help me? And so we basically have almost 75 advisors, companions, mentors, partners in entrepreneurship that are in that mastery program, which even if you're not part of Master Networks, you could potentially join the mastery program. I mean, you could start there and then we could make you friends of Master Networks and you come in. But if you're looking to level up your business, and as Maggie has done over the past couple of years, as I have done, and many others, strongly consider looking at 5+1 Mastery. We can get you a visitor's link so you can check it out for free.
Right. And it's one of those things where you're in this group coaching program, but you also get, like, Michael does his Google review, and he does the LinkedIn review. Those things are, you're paying. I talked to somebody who does LinkedIn reviews, and they charge $7,500.
Yeah.
Like, easy. like to help you with that. So
I need
looking
to raise my
at,
rates now that I heard
yeah,
that. Oh my
don't
gosh.
do that. You've got to legacy me in, Michael. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
You can still, but that's part of the thing. Like, are you charging appropriately? But when you look at a program like this, the reason they're able to do what they do is because they have this team of people who are vested into the organization. So, and circling back to this, where we talk about, these are people who can, if you do, like Michael did a presentation and said, hey, by the way, if you found this interesting, go leave me a review, right?
yep,
So you can go to Review Master at Media. Now it's easy, right? You make it easy for people, because I think, Michael, this is one of the things that people struggle with reviews, right? Getting reviews, especially, like, wouldn't it be great if we could do, people get people to leave us video reviews, because video is great, right? We all
yep,
want video. It would be wonderful to have a video review, a
right.
video testimonial, but it's tough, right? People don't want to be on camera. People don't know what to say, right? It it is one of those things, if you make it easy. So one of the things I suggest to people is, say somebody leaves you a review on Alignable, okay? Because I don't know what it is with Alignable, but people leave reviews there all the time. They encourage it, and
Right.
they ask. I think that's the simple thing. You've got to ask, right?
Yeah.
I
You can't be scared to ask for a review. That's for sure.
Right. And so I copy and paste that review. I send it to and email it to the person who left the review, thanking them. I said, "Thank you so much for leaving me this amazing review. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my presence on Google. Here's the review for your convenience. If you could copy and paste it and go here and just leave the review, I'd really appreciate that. And it would help me help other people like you that are struggling with their social media." It's an ask. And I think we kind of almost feel bad. Why should you feel bad? You do the same thing. You could reciprocate, I'm happy to leave a review for you. LinkedIn has reviews, but we're talking about growing your Google.
Right.
Michael, what are some other things that people can do to help them with their reviews and
Sure.
get
Well,
more?
you mentioned video. Video is huge, and video can be done for a review in certain situations, and it's really like if you're already are face to face with them. So, prime example, real estate. We're at the closing table. They just had a great experience. We can do a video there. People who come to my training sessions and they're super pumped up and excited, we can do a video there. And what's funny was when I do my group sessions, and a lot of times we are training on video. I'll I'll ask everybody, okay, raise your hand if you learned something today that's going to improve your business. And a bunch of hands go up, and I go, okay, good, put them down. Now I know we were talking about video. Raise your hand if any of you are still fearful about being on video. A couple hands will go up. The first hand that goes up, I'm like, okay, come here. We're going to do a video together. And she's, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. But we'll do it, and I'll do it with them together. And whenever I do any of my videos, whether we do it together or I'm asking somebody to do a video, I use the one thing mentality. I'm a one thing instructor. There's a book called The One Thing, and I highly recommend that everybody check that out. It's a black and white cover, very simple. It says the one thing. But when I ask somebody who's fearful about doing a video, or anybody about doing a video, I'll ask them, can you share one thing in the upcoming video that I taught you, that we learned, that's going to make this process a whole lot easier? If it's a real estate agent, can you share one thing during the home buying, home selling process that made it easier for you to conduct this transaction, right? And then they'll go in and they'll create a video that's probably about 20 to 30 seconds long, and they share one thing and it's on point, and you're done and you got a great video. Because if you don't ask them the one thing, if you ask them to do a video and they go, oh, yeah, I can do a video, then you get like a 3-minute long rambling video with ums and ahs, and they've said something and then they repeat it again, and they keep going because they don't think they've given you enough, right? And if all you do is just say, I just need one thing, people go, one thing, okay, yeah, I can do that, and then boom, you're on point.
Yeah, that's it. So powerful. The one thing I was, looking at that book, we'll put the link in the description below so you can refer to it. It seems like it's all the things as business owners. There's so many things to do. You go to training and we had gone to Connect. You can look at attend-connect.com if you're interested in attending next year. But we go to these events and we get all this great information and we're all these ideas. And then what happens, right? We don't
Right.
implement them. Again, the power of being in a coaching program like 5+1 Mastery is that when you have accountability, and Michael, as part of Mastery, I have an accountability partner. We
Yeah.
meet every other week. Now, granted, we go off the rails, okay? I am honest with this, but we do, we progress our business. What are our ideas?
Right.
How can we make things better? And you have to then focus on the one thing that it's going to get you to the next step. And then the next, you can't go from here to here overnight. And I think a lot of businesses feel they need to do that. So let's just getting back to Google Business, right? Step one, have a site. Do you have your Google My Business page? If not, get one. Step two, maybe schedule 5 minutes a day and upload photos, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe step two should be their profile, right?
I would
they
say go in and get your info set up, right? Because that's the foundational elements that once you set it, it's almost like set it and forget it type situation. You don't have to maintain it. But then you want to have the mindset of we got to feed the machine. And when it comes to feed the machine, it's photos, it's reviews, and post. And if I had to narrow that down to two things, it's reviews and photos. And if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it's reviews. Feed the reviews, get those reviews going. Because think about it. How many of you go to a restaurant or you go to look for restaurants near me and you find like 5 or 6 different restaurants that are pretty close, and 5 of them have more than 50 reviews and they're like at a 4 or higher. And then there's a 6th one that has 0 reviews. How many of you are just going to completely discount the 6th one based on the lack of reviews? That's what's going to happen to your business if you don't get the reviews.
Right. And, when we talk about being a local guide, you can be a local guide as well.
Yeah.
You saw how you can cross promote yourself, right? Like I do it for fun, and it's one of those things that I was so surprised at how much, like when I go on vacation or when I take a business trip or whatever, right? Like I'm adding to Google in that way, but also like it's getting my name out there.
Oh yeah.
So you cross promote yourself. When you leave a review for another business, you're cross promoting yourself. You
Yeah.
leave a review for another person, you're cross promoting yourself. So you should be asking for reviews, but you should be giving them as well.
Absolutely. I mean, local guides, that'll probably be our next session that we go in and we dive
Yeah.
deep on that one because it's huge. It can be a big one.
So, Michael, can you share
Sure.
a little bit about this new tool that you shared with me the other day? Because this widget is amazing. Do you want me to pull up that the Bayou Homes?
Actually, I think, can you see
Have you
my
got it?
screen here?
I can, but it's on us. Can you change your tab?
Yep. Yeah, it should be changing. Is it not changing?
Not yet.
All right, hold on.
Oh,
Process.
technology. We love it so
Yes.
much.
Let's see. I chose entire screen. Let's do StreamYard this time. So how about now? Can you see it?
Still seeing StreamYard. Let me go
Once you
with
pull it up.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to michaeltritthart.com.
Okay. I think I pulled up the wrong one. I pulled up this one.
That's fine. We can start there.
Okay.
So what that is, this is the Bayou Home Team, and this is their client review page. Now, what we did is we went out and we built a full website for this team. But in the conversation with them, we realized, you know what, this is a team that's been around for a long time. They got a lot of experience in selling homes in the North Shore, New Orleans area. And so we want to show that expertise. And so what you see on the left-hand side is part of the widget, and that's the My Map part. So you can build a My Map, a Google My Map by itself, but we combined it with the review widget on the right. But what that is, that's all the homes that they've sold over there on the left-hand side. We go in on a monthly, quarterly basis, and we update this for them. So this is great for real estate agents, but it's also great for any service, any business that has sold in all 50 states, or they sell in certain counties. Like, you just want to show that you are an expert in whatever your field is. If you can visually show them on a map, that's going to be amazing. Because think about it. If I sent somebody a list of all the homes, they look at that and their eyes kind of glaze over and they're like, oh, it's too much. But if I say, well, here's a map of all the homes that we've sold, people look at that and go, oh, okay. Because we're spatial animals. We learn that way. We learn by seeing the map. And so it's a pretty powerful way to promote your business. Now,
And
go ahead.
sorry, what I loved about this was that you have different colors that
Yes.
pop, right?
Yeah. And if you go to the top left next to the Bayou, you see that little menu option. Click on that. Then that's going to show you what the color codes are going to be, right? And so you can go out and design your map to be anything you want it to be.
That's amazing. Look at that. Wow.
And you got to keep in mind, this is a Google My Map. So what company does Google love the most? That would be Google.
Google?
So yeah. So if you go in and use their products, they will never come out and say, Maggie, if you create a My Map of all the clients that you've ever helped and did some Google reviews, we're definitely going to put you on the first page of certain search terms. They'll never come out and say that, but that's what they do in just the results, right? And so creating a My Map, again, this could be a whole another class that we do on Master It Monday, just about the creation of the map, because the map itself is the fastest way to get to the first page of Google search engines, Google searches.
What I love about this is that it can pull in various tools, like you can, various reviews. Like, so you have all reviews, but you could say, I just want to look at Google reviews. I just want to look at Facebook. I just want to look at Zillow, right?
So that's the other part of the widget that my design team put together. And I've got a pretty smart lead designer. His name is Jordan. He's kind of the uber genius working in the lab. And he goes, well, we build these My Maps and we have the review system on Google My Business. I've got a widget that I could create where we can combine the two. And I was like, okay, great. Show me what you're talking about. And he showed this to me and I'm like, okay, this is pretty amazing. And what it does is it will allow you, as Maggie said, to pull up to 3 different review locations. If you're not a real estate agent, Zillow doesn't matter to you. Maybe it's Yelp, maybe it's TripAdvisor, maybe it's something else. We can pull 3 in there. Google is definitely going to be one of those that I suggest. Facebook is going to be one of those that I suggest. But we have over 30 different locations that we can pull reviews from. Now, what's cool about this, Maggie, if you would, click on Zillow. If they want to write a review for Zillow, they can just go and write a review. And when they write that review, they never go out and see the rest of Zillow. So as a real estate agent, you never lose them to Zillow. So they write the reviews, and I think there's it's hard to see your screen, but I think it's like 2 or 3 reviews there.
Yeah, right? I don't have my glasses on, Michael, so sorry.
So a couple. Facebook is the same. Click on Facebook. I think that's like 2 reviews. I think Zillow's 3, Facebook's 2. Google's got 20, but now click on all reviews. It totals it up at 25. So here's what we found. And this was pretty amazing. And you kind of do experiments and you figure things out. And you may have heard me say this before, or maybe you already know it, but why is WD-40 called WD-40?
I have no idea.
Because it failed in the lab 39 times. The 40th time it worked. That's why it's called WD-40, water displacement 40, right? And so that is something that we learned in the lab just by tinkering with this, that when we go to all reviews, they have 25 reviews. 20 of those are Google. But it will index, this widget will index all of the reviews. So if you went out and Google searched Bayou home team client reviews, you don't have to do that. But if you want,
okay. I don't know if it'll show up because I'm in a different location,
but it basically will take all of those reviews and start to index them as Google reviews, which is pretty amazing. Yeah. So that was a wow factor for us that we figured that out.
And that was so cool.
Yeah.
That, I think, getting that that whole benefit that was sort of like, oh wow, that can do that.
Yeah, because think about it. A lot of us have gone out and said, you know what, 5 years ago, Facebook was my focus for reviews, or Yelp was my focus for reviews. Now I want to focus on Google. Question I get all the time in class for years and years: can I move my reviews from one platform to another and keep the star system? And the answer is no, because everybody is proprietary about their star systems. There's ways to move them and show them in photos, but it wouldn't count as part of the reviews. But
Gotcha.
now with this widget, it counts. And that was a wow factor for me, because that answered a pain point, a pain question that I would get all the time in my classes. So when Jordan figured that out, I was like, okay, that's pretty stinking awesome.
Right. So if you're looking at getting that widget, you can go to this bit.ly URL. Again, we'll put this in the chat, in the caption description of the video, so you can access it. And contact Michael and his team, because they'll be able to help you do this with a lot less stress and a lot less time than it would be for you to do yourself.
Yeah. And
Um,
what that link takes you to on our website is what's called the Online Success Review. And that is a conversation that you would have with my business partner. His name is Jeff Kale. Jeff is the former IT director for Petco, like the guy, right, at Petco. Did that for about 13, 14 years. Then he got into entrepreneurialism, got into real estate, and has been doing that for many, many years. But he's also been running my website design team for about the last 7, 8 years. And we have a tremendous track record of getting our clients to the first page of a desired Google search. So no matter what your industry is, if you want to get to the first page of Google, we can do that. The first step on that is to click on that bit.ly link, and it takes you to the Online Success Review. And that is a meeting with Jeff via Zoom, where he goes and does a needs analysis on your website. He wants to understand what search terms you want to be on the first page of. And then he'll create a blueprint of success for your website, for your ClickFunnels, whatever the case may be. And then it's a blueprint that you can take and go and build. It's a blueprint that you and your 12-year-old IT genius can go and build. Or if you want us to do it, then we take the cost of the Online Success Review, which is a one-time fee of $99, and we roll that into the build out. And again, we've got a lot of clients that will choose that third option, because they go, well, number one, Jeff knows what the heck he's talking about. You guys can do it for me. I'm going to leverage that out. And then that becomes a great platform for all of the social media work that Maggie can do to help you guys to build and grow your business on both fronts, the social media aspect and also the SEO aspect.
And it is one of those things, you need to have you can't just be in one place, right?
Right.
You have to be in person and build your network. You have to be online and have a strong website that's custom and branded and that is leveraging all that SEO, because that's how people find you. And of course, you need your social media that supports it, and and email marketing and all of these things, because if it's not cohesive and it doesn't look the same across, like when we design our services for our clients, we make sure that it's custom and branded and going to your your target audience, that it's appealing, but it has to look cohesive. If you don't have cohesiveness across your brand, people are going to be thinking they're going to the wrong place.
Exactly. Or
And
they're
that
lost, or there's just bad things are going to happen.
Mhm.
And when we build too, one of the things that we did, and we learned this years ago, everything we build is business owned. And what I mean by that is it's not owned by my team. I know a lot of you, when you deal with website designers, it's kind of the Wild West out there. And a lot of you have probably had a bad experience because you hired your cousin or you hired your neighbor, and then there was a falling out, and they actually bought your domain name. They have the login information for your website, and you got to try to get that back. And that's kind of a sticky situation.
Yes.
Everything that we do is owned by you. You purchased the domain name. You are provided the login information. We'll host it. We'll manage it. We'll support it. We'll do everything it needs to be done to keep it up to date and current. But if you ever decide, you know what, I want to take this and move this from the company I'm with now to another company, that website can go with you. It's business owned.
Right. And that's so important. Make sure that, we're going to be wrapping up here, but make sure that when you purchase a service from a company, make sure they're reputable. I can't tell you, Michael, how many people have come to me. We don't do websites anymore. We refer out because so many companies come to me and say, well, somebody has my website, I can't get access to it.
Oh,
Or they give their social media to somebody and they put the
yeah,
person puts their phone number in
yeah,
there. No, guys, go to somebody reputable. If you struggle with that, go to masternetworks.com, contact Michael or me. We have a bevy of people all across the country. I think we're almost up to 4,000 members right
yep,
now. And
yep,
we can help you find the right person that has been already vetted because they're in our network and they've proven themselves over and over again. So, people like Michael that are there to help you with your social, I'm sorry, with your websites,
yeah.
because you're coming to me for your social.
There you go.
But, and, to just mention, master media, I know, Michael, you don't like the word audit, but we do a quick audit for people on their socials. So we take a look at your social, we look at it, and we see what is going on, where can you make minor tweaks and improvements so that you can improve your social media presence and drive those clients to you and get those sales calls booked, because this is where a lot of businesses are struggling. How do I get these bookings? How do I get this? Well, your social has to be strong. You need those reviews because that's your peers talking. They want to know who's how you help them. We have one person who left us a review that said, Maggie, you've given us, $40,000 over our last year at the same time. Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, because you're posting consistent branded content day after day, right?
Right.
Don't think you have to do this on your own. We're here to help at Master It Media. Michael's here to help you with your websites and with your Google and with so many other things. So visit his page. He's got this great resource on there for to help businesses with tools. He's available for speaking engagements if you want him to come in and help your organization with anything. Michael and I tag team together, so we'll
Yeah,
both come out and
absolutely.
do a nice training class for you.
Yeah.
But Michael, any last words of wisdom that you have for our viewers that can help them get the most out of their reviews or out of Google?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is, don't debate it. Just start taking action. You take that first step. If you don't have your page set up, get your page set up. If you got it set up, feed the photographs in there. Get over 150 photographs in there. That's easy. You can actually dump 150 in there in mass. It doesn't have to be like 10 a day or anything else like that. Start taking action, because then you're going to start to see some immediate results, and then start getting reviews. Now, here's another thing too, is if you haven't been in your business field for a long time, you're going to sit there and go, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody that can write a review for me. That's not true. You can go out and find some character reviews. Maybe it was your pastor, maybe it was your neighbor, your teacher, that your coach, whatever, that could go out and write a character review for you. The key is take that first step, push that one domino over, because we talk about the dominoes and the one thing, and then that one domino, the energy you release in that domino can knock another domino over that's twice as big, and then you push that one over, and then you just continue and continue and continue. And what you're going to do is start to see some tremendous success in your business pretty quickly.
Wonderful. All right. Well, that is our Master It Monday for today. I hope you found this information helpful. I know I have. Thank you, Michael, so much for coming
Always,
and
always a pleasure.
being a guest again, and look forward to having you again in the future, talking about a few of the things that we covered today. This was a great in-depth information about Google reviews, about reviews in general, how you can leverage the most. Please listen to Michael. He knows what he's talking about, and he's got great background to
Tell my
tell
family
you
that.
how to
Tell
make
my
it
family
happen.
that. Listen to me. Yeah.
Listen to him. And we will see you next Monday on Master It Monday. Michael will be here in spirit or watching us on the replay. And know that we're always here to help you get more social media exposure for your business. Watch our other videos. If you found today's video helpful, give us the thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you leave your comments and questions. Michael and I are going to be monitoring to make sure we are answering any of your questions. There is no question that is, I hate when somebody says, well, I have a stupid question. There are no stupid questions if you don't know the answer. And I'm sure you're not the only one that wants that answer to that question. So join us every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Master It Monday. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday. Because remember, at Master It Media, we're here to help you take the commotion out of your promotion. Have a fabulous day and get those Google reviews going.
Right.